Good morning. Hello, everyone. It's a beautiful day here today, and I hope the weather is as beautiful wherever you are. I was just sitting outside in the garden with my mother and was going, oops, I better not forget that I'm coming on live here in a couple of minutes. So I'm looking forward to getting back out there in a few minutes. So, how is everyone doing today? I posted in the group the kind of the rundown of the topics that we're going to cover during the next about 6 weeks, and I hope that some of you will be interested in the topics. And I actually have been asking as well if you wouldn't mind to let me know what you would like me to cover. So if there's something specific that you haven't that you feel I haven't fully kind of covered, or you missed it maybe. If you missed something that you wanted me to cover, then you'd be very, very welcome to give me a heads up and maybe message me, and I'll be able to look after the different topics that you're most interested in. And today we're going to be talking about the mind, okay? Because the mind is so important when we're singing. I'd like to start off though with a little stretch, because I just feel like sometimes what we do is we just launch ourselves into the day or launch ourselves into our singing. And what happens is we don't ground ourselves in our body. And I'll talk about this a little bit when I'm talking about the mind now in a moment as well. But to just be in your body, to be more aware of your body. We kind of roll out of bed and get going. And it can be a bit unconscious, like as in it's very automatic, very habitual, and there's less awareness of how we are and how we feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up now, and I'm asking you guys to stand up as well. I'm just going to change this camera level. Okay. And we're just going to stretch up to the ceiling. So breathing in, reach up. And stretch, and breathing out, and bend the knees. Breathing in, reach up. And stretch, and then breathing out, bend the knees. And now with widen your stance, and we're just going to go side to side of the hips. That's it. And if you feel a little stretch in the legs, just notice that. Try and be mindful as you're doing this. And now circles, like we're doing hula hoop. I'm just going to pretend I have a hula hoop because I think I'm not very good at that. And then the other way around. And notice the waist. Notice the feeling in your waist, the tension or that you're releasing. And now we're going to pull our tummies in really tight and relax them. Pull in really tight and relax. And now the wrists. Relaxing at your wrists, relaxing at your elbows. And now shoulders are coming up, 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 and gently down. And again, up, 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 and gently down. Now hands on your shoulders, we're going to do some wide circles. Bring the elbows in as close as you can. 1, 2, and breathe in deeply. 3, and then the other way, breathing. 1, 2, 3. Very, very good. Little massage now for the jawline. Oh, I can feel it there actually. You'll be surprised sometimes where you'll feel it. Chin, tongue, and now sides of the neck. It's good. All the way down. The back of the shoulders. And then getting in at those shoulders and really give yourself a little massage. A little bit of self-love here. I'm going to be talking a little bit about acceptance and compassion when it comes to the mind as well. Because that's very important for singers and for learning any new skill really. So the next one is yawning. Big, big yawn. And again. One last one. Now the tongue. We know how the tongue is so important. Some of you are really getting good at knowing where the tongue is. So being aware of your tongue and hearing that difference in the voice when the tongue is more forward and up as much as it can. So we're going to release the tongue by sticking it all the way out. 1, 2, 3. And again. Oh, I can really feel that here. And again. Notice the feelings. Try not to just do it and then move on to the next one. Notice how it feels. One more. Then to the sides. And the other side. Good. Lovely to see you here, Martina. Thank you for joining me. And next one is, oh yeah, we're going to put the tip of our tongue behind our bottom teeth and stick the rest of the tongue out. So it looks like this. And you'll feel a very deep stretch. Try that one more time, like this. So the tip of your tongue is staying in, the rest of the tongue coming out. And now we're going to do that one where we lick around the outside of the teeth. So we're just doing a little bit of a stretch before we start our talk today. So all the way around. So your tongue is in between your teeth and your gums, or your lip, I should say. So off you go, one way. We're doing 4 times each way. And the other way. Two times one way. Now try and relax the base of the tongue and only use the tip of your tongue. Other way. Use just the tip of your tongue. And now one way. Relax the base, just use the tip. And the other way. The more you can be aware of how your tongue is working and whether you can feel the base of the tongue just getting in the way and being too involved. Very good. Now, really small face, squeeze in the eyes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And now big face. And small face. And big face. And now, hands on your scalp. We're going to pretend that your hairline is like a wig and you're releasing tension. And it can be really good actually to get the sides of the head here. The muscles here actually attach into your jaw. So give that a little bit of a rub there. If you have jaw tension, it's really good to rub in there. Very good. Great, we're going to sit back down. Relax again. Okay. I need a cameraman really, don't I? For all my different camera levels. Not quite as high tech as that at the moment. Though Mike and my husband is fantastic with all things audio and video. But we're all good. Now we're here. And lovely to see you there, Bonnie. And I see a few other people are watching. So thanks so much for being here. Great. Today's topic is about the mind. So, but I wanted to just start off with that kind of just getting into the body. Feel your body. So our mind, it does so much for us. It's so much automatic stuff that it's doing. Like the minute you wake up in the morning and you swing your legs out of the bed, your mind has been programmed to be able to do that. Hi Dee, lovely to see you. And so your mind has so many automatic habits already built in. And you can rely on it so much to do anything that you need to do in your life. But the problem is, it also is so automatic. It likes to work out an automatic level and a habit level, that if something isn't already automatic or isn't already a habit, then it feels a little bit hard to shift that gear. And I've talked about a little bit about this, about neural pathways, about how the mind works on a pathway. So if you imagine that there's a field of wheat and there's a path that the farmer walks across that field. And he's walked across that field and on that path so many times that you can see that the wheat has parted and there's a little path, okay? So that's the way the mind tends to work. It actually has a little path that it follows. And it makes it very automatic and you don't need to think about it consciously. But you are, in your deeper mind, you're processing something. You're like, there it is, I'm going. And you're not going, wonder where that path has gone. It's just automatic, it's right there. So for singers and for anyone who's learning a new skill, it's very important that we start to notice the pathways that we're on, the automatic ones, and see if they are serving you or not. So just releasing physically, right? Just doing those stretches that you just did now is so, so important, because physically we're getting into automatic ways of doing things. And that's why you'll see elderly people with the hunched over back and, do you know what I mean, the kind of weird postural problems, because they didn't have an awareness of when that started happening. and they actually now their body is just kind of stuck in a position that isn't as free moving, isn't as flexible. So what I'm suggesting is that you do some stretches every day. It's just so good for you. And be aware of what your body is doing. When you start to get a little tension in your body, rather than going, oh, that's so annoying, go and stretch for a few minutes. So there's three real elements I find with, they talk about the human person. One of them is the mind, which is your thoughts. And that would be your conscious thoughts, the ones you know you're thinking, and your unconscious thoughts, which are the ones you're thinking deep down, but you don't realize you're thinking. And I'll give you an example of that in a minute. Then you've got your body, right? And you also have your spirit. So it's like energy. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about how they interact, but we're going to focus today on the mind. So we have thoughts that we know we're thinking, and then we have thoughts that we don't know we're thinking. Here's an example that I thought was completely mad. Some of you might know that I was a stewardess. I worked as a cabin crew for 4.5 years with Japan Airlines. It was from about 1996 to 2000. Okay, so it was about 4.5 years. And it was a fantastic experience. I mean, I did my interviews in London. I was had my training in some of it in London. Some of my training was in Japan. And I would hop on a plane in Heathrow Airport, and I would be on the plane for 11.5 hours, serving food. Yoshoku to wa shoku ga gozaimasu. So all the Japanese kind of phrases and everything I learned in order to be able to be there. And then I'd arrive in Tokyo, and we'd go to the hotel for all of the crew, and I'd basically conk out, and I'd try to sleep for about 14 or 16 hours because I'd be so tired. It was like a 24-hour day. I would get up really, really early. I'd fly for 11 hours, and I'd have the time before the duty and after the duty was so long that it often was a 20 to 24-hour day. And I just rested a lot. And I have to say, I probably didn't achieve a huge amount during that time. It was very much just work and rest. But someone asked me, why didn't I apply for British Airways? And the thing that came out of my mouth was, I wouldn't work for a British company. How about that? Now, I mean, you'd be shocked if I said that nowadays, because, I mean, we respect British companies, and obviously you can earn a great living, and you can go to the UK, and there's so many great opportunities there. But I didn't even know that was in my mind. That was like a deep-seated belief, and I probably got it from my dad or my granddad, because of, Ireland has this contentious, relationship with the UK. We kind of see them as a little bit, suspicious. Anyway, when I said that and it came out of my mouth and I realized I said it, it became a conscious thought. So instead of being deep down in my mind, I didn't even know I had it. I didn't even know I didn't apply for British Airways for that reason. And I suddenly knew that I had this little issue with, thinking that a British company wouldn't be the right thing for me. And I could have been blocking lots of great opportunities from doing that. So that's just an example of how an unconscious thought sometimes comes out, and we don't even know it's there. So the beliefs we have about our singing can be the same. So on the surface level, you might be saying, yeah, I really enjoy singing. I'm going to learn to sing, and then deep down underneath there could be a belief that you're not good enough, or only really great singers should really sing. If you're learning, then you shouldn't share a song. That maybe you might feel that there's always someone better than you and you should let them sing. So you want to take the back seat. You're not valuable enough because you're a beginner, or because your voice isn't as good as you would like it to be. So sometimes those things are so deep in our minds that we don't know they're there. And that's why we do affirmations and things like that around our beliefs around singing. So one of the affirmations that I do a lot with students is, I'm open to the possibility that I can enjoy my singing more and get better and better. I'm open to the possibility that I can enjoy my singing more and get better and better. And when you say something like I'm open to the possibility, it's like you're just opening the door a crack. You're not going, I'm enjoying my singing more and more, and kind of forcing your brain into a thought that doesn't feel right. So some people will feel like I'm enjoying my singing more and more is true, and other people will feel like, well, that's a lie. But if I can get you to use the phrase, I'm open to the possibility I'm enjoying my singing more and more. If you can try that one, that can just open the door a little crack that'll allow the new belief start to settle in. And in my experience, I know there's different ways to implant kind of and, get that thought at a deeper level. My favorite way that I found very good is repetition. Okay. The other way that a lot of people do is to use like deep meditation, or go into a deep relaxation and then listen to the new thought at a deep level, say on a tape or something. That's not my favorite way to do it. My favorite way is simply to use my conscious mind to repeat it. So I remember doing this once when I was doing I was in a gym, and I was doing workouts and things like that. And I was trying to improve my diet because I probably ate too much sugar and carbs and things like that. Even though I was skinny enough, it wasn't really about that. It was about, I wanted to kind of have a clean diet. I wanted to feel fitter and to feel better. So I started an affirmation of, I have the best diet of anyone I know. Okay. And I used to say it 50 times a day. And I'd have my car, right? And I'd start with, I have the best diet of anyone I know, I have the best diet of anyone I know, I have the best diet of anyone I know, I have the best diet of anyone I know, I have the best diet of anyone I know, I have the best diet of anyone I know, I have the best diet of anyone I know, I have the best, you can see I can say it really fast, the best diet of anyone I know, the best diet of anyone I know, the best diet of anyone, and I'd say it 50 times. So if any of you do any driving, or you're walking and you have time in your head, you can say, I'm enjoying my singing more and more, 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 I'm enjoying my singing more and more. And if you do that 50 times, so that is what works for me. So what works for you could be slightly different. I'm suggesting this one. If you feel that it's too much to say, I'm enjoying my singing more, just say, I'm open to enjoying my singing more and more. I'm open to enjoying my singing more and more. I'm open to enjoying my singing more. So it's about tricking the deeper belief into accepting something slightly different or something slightly new. Okay, so my number one tip for you today is affirmation. Now, say for instance you're anxious at the moment because of the pandemic and or work or something. That a lot of people are earning a lot less at the moment. So if you are having a lot of stress and tension at the moment, then you might use the affirmation for something other than for improving your singing. You might go, I'm safe and well. I'm open to seeing opportunities even in this circumstances, or I'm open to seeing opportunities that I didn't see before. I'm open to seeing opportunities. I'm open to seeing opportunities for my work I didn't see before. I'm open to seeing opportunities. I'm open to seeing positive opportunities. So sometimes our brains are a little bit it's like the neural stuff is a bit tense and kind of a little bit blocked. We want to try and make the mind more flexible. So we want to ask the mind to be open. So whether you need to change your mind about how you see your singing or yourself as a singer, or your work or opportunities around work, even in the current climate or the recession that we might be expecting, there's always someone that does well in a recession. So you never know. So try and keep positive, and we can use affirmations and repetition of affirmations to keep more positive. So that's my number one tip for the mind. If you are finding that you are tense and nervous when you sing, I'm open to feeling relaxed when I sing. I'm open to feeling relaxed when I sing. I'm open to feeling more and more relaxed when I sing. I'm open to feeling now we don't want to be too relaxed, so we want to be the right level of relaxed, but I'm open to being as relaxed as I can when I sing. Or I'm open to feeling at ease. We want to feel at ease when we sing. So pick the one that you feel you need. So I would go to what's the thing that's bugging you first. So for me, let's say for my business, it's bugging me that that everybody kind of sees this as a very bad thing. Okay, that all of the businesses are doing badly. So it's seen as a bad thing, and that it makes me feel like maybe it's a bad thing. So I would want to start to see opportunities, or I'd want to see some positives in the situation we're in right now. So I would use something like, I'm open to seeing positive opportunities, or I'm open to seeing the positive effects of me staying at home for weeks and weeks. And that would be like taking something that's bothering me and turning it around and using that as my affirmation. So you guys should should consider this if you can. Write down the things that you feel are bugging you, or your concerns. Say your concerns about being a singer. I'm not really good enough to sing. If you feel like that, then you would turn it around by going, I'm open to the possibility that I am good enough to sing. So sometimes writing down the negative one, will show you then where to kind of transfer it, how to turn it around. So you basically take, I don't really feel good enough to sing, to I'm open to feeling good enough to sing. Okay, so it's the exact same phrase, just with I'm open to being da 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 da. So I'd love if you would put down, if something's popping into your mind of an affirmation that you think might be useful for you. So maybe there's something in your head about work or about singing or about anything. I'd love if you would comment. So just put down the thing, either the negative thing or the positive thing, and just show it, let it out. And that's a way of you kind of stating, I'm dealing with this. I'm actually, I'm putting that out there now. I'm actually saying that I'm going to change this. Okay. So do that now in the comments if you feel you have something that you'd like to share. So the habitual thoughts that we have in our minds can be very helpful. Some of us have a lot of positive beliefs, but they also can be very unhelpful. So, sometimes people that talk about, oh my God, I'm thinking a lot, da 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 da. Thoughts aren't all bad. No. I would always think about thoughts as helpful versus unhelpful, not bad and good. So if I'm having a bad day or something and I've started to think it's all very hopeless right now, then I'll know, ding, 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 that's not a helpful thought. Because if I feel everything's very hopeless, then I don't take any positive action. So notice the unhelpful thought. So if you're getting, if an unhelpful thought could be, there's so many other better singers than me. Now, if you just think about that, then you might never do any singing and you'll never improve. So you need to be thinking about what it is that's helpful. And that's a beautiful 1D. I'm open to being a better singer. Yes, I'm delighted. I'm open to the possibility of reducing sugar intake. That's perfect, Martina. Yeah, really, really good. It's really good. Now remember, try and say it 50 times. 50 times a day. Even if you do it for 3 or 4 days, that might break it. And when you need to, if you're starting to feel a little bit like, oh, there's no point in me doing any singing, then you come back to it, okay? But I would have done my one around nutrition and diet 50 times a day for probably weeks. And you know what I did? I stayed off sugar for a year, like a full year. And I couldn't believe it. The woman who was my nutritionist became a friend of mine. And after about a year, I ended up at a meal with her in a restaurant. And she ate some sugar. And I was like, what? How could she? Because I was being so good. And it was only after that then that I allowed myself have certain things. Like I say, after a meal, I might have a little dessert or something. I was so good for a full year. And it made me know what made my body feel good. It's a huge benefit to that, because now if I eat some sugar, I feel it quicker. So it's like having a break from the sugar. So maybe you'll go further, Martina, and reduce all your kind of the sugars other than fruit, and you will feel such a difference, genuinely. Great. So change is good. Change is positive. Like if we can change, we can do anything. We all are so stuck in our ways. So stuck in our ways. my God, things that I'm really stuck in. I'm so stuck in safety. I like to feel safe. Like I like being close to my family. And my husband is American. He wants to go over to the US and spend time with his mother. And I'm scared. I am. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to be safe at home. So an affirmation that I use a lot is I'm safe and well. I'm safe and well. Now, even if I go to America, I'm safe and well. I probably need to practice that a lot more. I'm such a scaredy cat. It's been a few years. I lived in London about 5 years ago, and I didn't have a good experience, and it knocked my confidence. And because of that, now the possibility of living in another country just feels really, really, really like a big deal. But it isn't as big a deal now if I have Mike with me, obviously. So we have to start to notice, what is it that's going on in our minds? What is it that feels stuck? And if you can use this affirmations thing to get unstuck, that's going to be so good for you, because that's where we can shift gears, move into new ways of being, and become the people that we can become, instead of just staying the people that we are right now. So thanks. A few more people have just joined us there. We've just had a really lovely, we've just covered affirmations and how to use affirmations to change our neural pathways. So remember we talked about that wheat field where we walk through the one path that's on the field. When you start to change it, when you say your new affirmation once, that's like walking across the field at a new point once. When you say that affirmation once and you walk through on a new path, when you look back, you won't see that path, because the wheat will close back in like so quickly. That won't become a path that you can follow easily until you've said that affirmation 50 times, like I suggested, or, you know, it kind of becomes or you do something. Sometimes it's not so much repeating something that you say, but how about something that you do? So if you decided, I'm going to do my warm-ups every single day for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if you do that, that'll change your neural pathways as much as you saying, I'm committed to my singing. If you say I'm committed to my singing but never follow up with any action, then that won't be as certain. So change in action as well. Like if you're giving up the sugar, change in action, like put all the sugar into the freezer or something. Do you know, they've heard of them? I was on Operation Transformation, and the nutritionist said one of her clients literally put sweet things in the boot of her car because it was as far away as possible. So try that. Nice to see you there, Laura. Thank you for joining us. So to be able to notice those patterns and the unhelpful and the helpful thoughts, it's really good to try and bring your awareness back into the moment. Okay? Now, we are go, go, go most of the time. And I think even though we're all staying at home, we've had new patterns of go, 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 even though we're at home. So breathing is my key thing for singers to stay in the moment. You know, the way when you relax your tummy with a sigh. Everyone try that. Let's go. A little sigh. Can you bring yourself into this moment? So bringing yourself into the moment, we do this a little bit when we do our 1 minute of silence at the end. But feel the temperature of the air against your skin. Feel your toes touching the floor and your bum sitting on the seat. Feel your tummy. Does your tummy feel tight? Does it feel relaxed? Do you have good posture? Are you sitting nice and tall? Are you really, really slouched? There's no judgment. It's just about you becoming aware of your body. If you can sing while being aware of your body, you're going to be able to reduce the tension that comes up when we sing. And awareness and kind of presence. You've heard like somebody who has great presence. Presence is being in the moment. It's also being in the moment and having a clear head in that moment. Okay? Because sometimes the thinking we have, our unconscious beliefs, are working against us. And that can affect how present you feel. For instance, if you do feel like you can't become a better singer, and then you go to a singing class, that thought will be in your mind. And you won't even hear some of the things the teacher says. And you'll be afraid of the other students because you think they're better than you. So how can you be present in that situation? We would love everybody to have presence, because we'd all be very together then, very real, very immediate. Hey, it's me, and hey, it's you. We're here. Yes, right? So be here. And what happens when we bring our awareness to our body is we are focusing the mind. We're not just, the mind isn't rambling. So feel the air against your skin. Have a little listen. Can you hear any birds tweeting in the distance? Like, I have the computer here beside me, so I can hear the little buzz of the computer. And then I notice, oh, my tummy is a bit tight. So just see what you can release. See what you can release in your body. Just wait, move gently and see what you can release. And now just let your vision widen. So see beyond just me, but see into the room that you're in. Expand your vision. Notice with a very relaxed, nothing focused, just widened, like a wide lens. And now imagine you can see what's behind you as well. And release the tummy if it starts to tighten. Release the shoulders if it starts to tighten. Good. Very good. Now imagine that your body is like a piece of seaweed, okay, in water. That's just moving in the water. Because our bodies are made of water. Feel the internal body just releasing and moving slightly. Feel the feet, that there's movement, the legs, the energy of the blood. Feel your body is just loose and smooth and released. Very good. And what I'm hoping is that by doing that, you're bringing your mind into a focus, not into thought. Less is bothering you when you do this. So this is a technique for getting out of the thought pattern and into the body. Very good. Okay, so last thing I want to cover. Great point there from Martina. She wants to decrease the amount of sugar she eats. So she's saying anytime she wants to eat sugar, she's going to try singing instead. Yay! Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. So so pattern interrupting was actually my last point. Pattern interrupting is very good for when you feel you want to eat sugar. Or let's say when you feel like, what could be another one that you want to interrupt, tension or stress about the situation or stress around work. What happens is when see that feeling that we just had there, that emotion, when we have tension or when we kind of get a craving for something, it creates tension in the body. There's this kind of, oh, I want that now, or oh, this doesn't feel good. Okay, so we want to interrupt that pattern. And what I like to use to interrupt the pattern is something called tapping. It's also called EFT. Now, I don't have a qualification in this, but I use it with a lot of students because it is super duper helpful. Okay, so the way to do it is to tap the sides of the hand. Very good. And when you're tapping the side of your hand, you feel that feeling that you don't want to feel. So you feel like, oh God, I just want sugar so bad. Or, geez, I'm just so crap at the moment. I just feel like this, pandemic is the worst ever. Right? So get into something in your mind that feels a little bit. So we're tapping the side of your hand here, just a bit. So sometimes I get people to tap two hands together, but it doesn't matter. You can do both separately. So just get that feeling in your body. So we have something to interrupt. We want to interrupt it. And then what you do is you use points on your face and you tap the points on your face and you're saying, even though I feel that way, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I need sugar right now, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though sugar is calling me. Oh, actually it's up here. Even though sugar is calling, it's under your eye. Sugar's calling me, I deeply love and accept myself. And you can do beside the nose as well, but that one comes first. And then, even though I want sugar, I love myself. Even though I want to eat sugar right now, I'm open to the possibility that I can sing instead. How about that? And then you do 2 points here on the chest. If you can see that. And then you do like the side of your body here, like as if you're a monkey, or whoo, 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 the sides of your body. So that's like up here. Yeah, up where you kind of have a bra line area, if you're a girl. The boys, I don't know how you're going to figure that out. And then you do the top of your head. So even though I feel like eating sugar right now, I accept that and I'm going to sing instead. And then for someone who wants to become a better singer, you might be saying, well, geez, it's not really worth my while singing. I'm like, oh, geez, so many better singers out there. What's the point? Yeah, so you get into that feeling of how you feel bad, and then you start with the interrupter. So you say, even though there's lots of better singers than me, I deeply accept and love myself. Even though I wonder if there's any point in me learning to sing, I deeply love and accept myself. So you kind of come up with phrases that mean something to you. Even though I want to be a singer, but I'm not, but I can't do that. That was mine. I want to be a singer, but I can't do that. That was how deep mine was. Even though I want to be a singer, but I can't do that, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I want to be a singer, but I can't do that, I deeply love and accept myself. Another one that I had was, you can't make any money in music. So I kind of felt like that was a huge block to me ever doing anything like singing, teaching, or performing. So if I had that one, I might go, even though I feel like you can't make money in music, I deeply and completely love myself. Even though, so it's like this part of your chin here. Even though it can be difficult to earn money in music, I deeply love and accept myself. Then these points here on your body here, I deeply love and accept myself. And then the side there at the bra line, even though I'm feeling less positive about my singing, I deeply love and accept myself. And then the top of the head, just kind of in a circle, deeply love and accept myself. So if anybody's interested in the EFT tapping, I have the book and I can send you all a little information. Just send me a message and I will Facebook you a message over with the tapping points. Okay, and you can try it. So generally what happens when you do that tapping and here is it interrupts the physical tension that comes up from that. So a thought that is less helpful creates tension in the body. It creates a cascade of feelings through the body. Like sometimes if we think a very negative thought, like I'm not good enough, you'll feel it in your tummy, or you might tense up your face, like this is terrible, you know. So when we're interrupting a thought that isn't helpful, when we do this, it's releasing the tension in that you're creating with the negative thought, and you're replacing it with I love myself and I accept myself, because you can't move forward until you accept it. Okay, I don't believe I can sing. I don't believe I can be a singer. I don't believe I can make money when I sing. I accept myself, I accept myself, I accept myself. And then using the affirmation of I'm open to the possibility of making money through music. I actually should practice this myself. I need to take a leaf out of my own my own book and practice that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You guys come up with something for yourselves, but I'm going to do the one about money because my business is very important to me. And I'm going to change it to I'm open to the possibility that I can earn more money from music than anything else, or something like that, or more money from teaching music online than I ever thought possible, something like that. So we're using the affirmation there's usually one or two things that are really bugging you, you know, that you really want to change. Work on that first, right? And I'm going to work on that one. I'm going to better write that down. So everybody, where's my pen? It's down here on the floor. I'm writing down my one that I'm going to do. So you guys write down your one. I'm open to the possibility that I'm making lots and lots of money and gaining new clients, maybe. teaching and singing online. I'm open to the possibility that I'm making lots and lots of money and gaining new clients teaching and singing online. Okay, that's my new one. If you want to share one, share it in here. Laura saying you can also see tapping on YouTube and at the Real David Abel YouTube channel. Fantastic, everybody, definitely check it out. Like there actually is a couple of YouTube things like for singers actually to use tapping. I've seen one on there. But what I've just shown you there is very simple. It doesn't need to be like perfect. Just it's inside by your eyebrow, the side of your eye here, under your eye, here above your lips, under your lips, just here on the near your collarbone, and then under your at the sides of your body, and then your head. But anybody who's really interested and you can't find information or you don't know anything about it, let me know and I'll send on some information to you. Okay, so finally, one thing that I think is really important for all of us singers and for anybody who's trying to make changes is we need to allow that we're not perfect. No, we're not perfect. Even I'm not perfect. I mean, I was teaching all of me there last week and I wasn't perfect. Nope. I probably could have practiced it a lot more and it was tricky and I hope I didn't teach anyone how to sing it the wrong way. We got there, right? I have things that I do that aren't as good as they should be, that I need to improve, that I actually should improve. But until I get there, I need to accept that I'm here and that I am doing my best. And I think you guys would prefer me to teach all of me imperfectly than not teach it at all, because we had a lot of fun doing it. So sometimes we need to allow ourselves to be imperfect and to get as good as we can at that moment. So you sing the part in Glass. It's not perfect. It's not as good as Hozier. It's not going to be either. It's not going to be like him. It's your version of it and it's good enough. So if we can feel that sense of I'm not perfect, but it's okay. So it's a type of compassion for yourself. There's a fantastic book called Self-Compassion. If anyone feels that they're hard on themselves, let me know, because I have to tell you, this book about self-compassion is transformative. It really made such a difference to me. I loved it so much. And it really changed the way that it changed how hard I was on myself, especially in relationships. That was the one thing that I was concerned about the most at that time. So we can be honest with ourselves. We're not perfect. We can be compassionate about that and be like, oh, but I love you anyway, kind of thing. And from there you can move on and you can improve dramatically. So that's really all the information I have for you today. Thank you all so much for joining me, and thanks for sharing your affirmations. I really appreciate seeing those. And I'm rooting for you, Martina, that you're going to be so good at staying off sugar. It's going to be like no brainer. You're not even going to want it, right? I'm open to the possibility that I don't even want sugar anymore, right? So I'm 100% behind you. And Dee as well was saying she's open to being a better singer. And yes, oh my God, yes, you can be a better singer. No, that's a no-brainer. I know that you can become a better singer because I've seen so many people do it. If you don't believe it yourself yet, then do practice that affirmation, because I know you can improve 100%. It's not that hard, and your voice is valuable. Each of your voices is valuable. Like there's somebody who will really enjoy hearing you sing a song. So you might have guests over from abroad sometime, you know, they love to hear an Irish person sing a song. So like, and they're not judging you really harshly. They just want to hear something. So you can do it. You can do it the easy way. You can actually learn it. Singing is something you can learn. It's not just a talent, it is a skill. And you've got loads of information in this group. And if you need extra help, you can let me know. So before we finish up, let's do our 1 minute of silence. We're going to practice our deep awareness of the body now. So let's get into our seaweed. Remember the seaweed? Anybody who joined late? I was telling everyone to kind of feel that flow of the water in the body. And imagine that you're in the water. Relax that tummy. Feel your feet on the floor. And you can imagine that you can feel that you can see all around you, that you've got this wide vision. You can see all around you and all behind you. Yeah, and feel that motion. So we're going to breathe in for 4, 1, and out for 8. Yawning now. Oops. In for 4, out for 8. Really good. So now we're going to relax the tummy with a sigh and listen into the birds and feel that feeling of flow in the body. Be a piece of seaweed. And we're going to start our 1 minute now. And you're going to feel in the moment, bring yourself into your body, and the energy is going to go where it needs to go. We're intending that that positive light energy of just being in the moment is going to go where it's needed, anywhere in the world that's needed right now. So just relax. Good. And we're starting right now. Good. That was about 1.5 minutes. Well done, everyone. So, if you missed it, I am running a free online Zoom group singing class next Tuesday night at 7:30. Let me know if you'd like to join us and I will send you the link. And if you would like to sing a song at the end, and you can let me know. So you don't have to, there's no obligation. It's just an online singing class with warm-ups and a little bit of chatting and then a little sing-along at the end. Very simple. So thank you all very much for joining me. Next week, on Tuesday, we're going to talk about improving your tone through tongue position. Now, I know we did talk about this a little bit on Tuesday this week, but I'm going to do a lot more exercises, sound exercises for the tongue, and we're going to just focus on that for that day. And on Thursday next week, we're going to talk about ear training and listening for get the right pitch on different scales and intervals. So intervals are just like the gaps between notes. So that's what we're doing next week. I hope you can join me at 10 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday next week. And if you didn't see it, I did put up a picture in the group with all of what's coming up for the next 6 weeks. So check it out so that you know what it is you definitely don't want to miss, and be here live for that if you can, so that you can ask me questions and things like that. So thank you all so much for joining me. I see Laura was there, Orla, Martina, Dee, thank you for sharing your affirmation. Jason, Tina, Aisling, Bonnie, Rose, lovely to see you. So really, really lovely for you all to be here. Mwah! Take good care, enjoy your day, enjoy a bit of the nice weather if you can, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.